Hey everyone, welcome to Motor Psychology from wherever you are on this planet. My name's Jonathan. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a restoration on a C3 transmission dust cover. Now this thing is located underneath the Corvette close to the oil pan. So I had to remove this thing. It was dirty, grimy, and didn't look that great and needed to be refreshed. So that's what I did. In this video, I'm going to show you the process of what I did to get it looking brand new. So hopefully you like it and stick around. So what I'm doing here in real time is locating the transmission dust cover, trying to figure out where the attachment screws are, and then I'll go about undoing them. So there's basically 4 of them, and my main reason for taking it off in the first place was, 1, to clean it because I'm restoring this Corvette as much as possible, and the immediate reason to get it off was so that I could remove the oil pan, which is the dirty blue thing that is by my left hand there. That took a while to get the oil pan off, and you can also see the Y-shaped exhaust, which I also had to take off to do the oil pan. So if you haven't seen the oil pan removal videos that I've done, go check them out because it was quite the project to get that out. So in this one, I'm just taking this transmission dust cover off, and that will be the beginning of the restoration process for this particular item. I decided to make these type of videos because I haven't seen too many videos up on YouTube or any other sources that have kind of a real life, real time process of what it takes to take these components off and then to bring them back as close as possible to new looking. So that's really my motivation for making these, and hopefully if there's anyone out there that's interested in doing it, you can feel confident enough that you can do it yourself. One thing is, if you're going to do these type of projects yourself, you really have to have a good collection of tools that cover a wide variety of potential uses. So the good thing is, if you do this yourself, you end up saving money and you can invest in some tools that you can use for further projects in the future. One of the big issues that I've noticed is if you don't have a lift, then jacking your car up, particularly these C3 Corvettes, you got to get them fairly high off the ground so that you have enough working space underneath. So out of the entire projects working underneath, the most aggravating is having enough space to do the work. So the work itself is not hard, but in those cramped conditions, it can get a bit tiring at times. So you just have to stay positive, take your time, and move ahead. None of these components have been off of this car since it came off the assembly line in around July 1977. So my goal is to totally clean up the underside and make it look as new as possible. That's going to take a while, but I'm moving ahead on it. The next part of this video, I actually have the part off and I'm moving ahead with the degreasing, cleaning, and then repainting.
It's really oily and dirty. So I'm going to clean that off and repaint it. This is some of the stuff that I'm going to be using. Obviously the shop towel, some engine degreaser, and some orange degreaser from Chemical Guys, and then some semi-gloss black rust paint. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is spray on some of this stuff. Just let that work for a while. Give it a few minutes. See how this brush works. There.
The time-lapse speed on this is 7 times normal speed. So whatever length it's taking when it's sped up, you can imagine that it actually took 7 times longer than that.
Now I'm going to spray on some of this.
This orange degreaser from Chemical Guys is actually a really good degreasing product, so something that I would recommend for sure. I can tell you that I definitely am the type of person that enjoys driving these vehicles and using them and having fun in them, but there's certainly a lot of additional elbow grease and work that goes into making your vehicle just that much better, that much more unique, safer, cleaner, and more of a collectible type of item. So it's a lot of work, but I think at the end of the day, it's all part of the package of having one of these things. So not necessarily my favorite thing to do. I'm more into the driving and the mechanical side, not so much into the, oh my God, I have to clean this. But you know what? It's a restoration project, so I'm going for it.
I noticed a little bit of a ding on here. I don't know if you can actually see that. Turn this around a little. There's a ding down on the bottom, a little bit of a dent right here. So I'm going to hammer that out before I paint it. that dent's hammered out pretty well. Now we'll spray paint it. Just using a semi-gloss black paint. Try a new can. Just flip it around and paint the inside. Let that dry for a little bit. Final coat.
Just getting ready to paint the 4 screws that are used to attach this cover back in place. This is the final of the transmission dust cover. It's looking pretty good. Almost like brand new, but I'm glad it's the original part. So I'm just going to put the screws together with it, tape it together, and wait until I need to install it. Stick the screws in there. And there we go. Hey everyone, that concludes the video on how to restore and refresh your transmission dust cover on a C3 Corvette. So hopefully you found it interesting and useful to see how it can be done so that you can get something that looks really old, dirty, greasy, and oily back to new condition. So I'm going to wait a little bit to reinstall it. I've got a few other projects on the Corvette to do before I reinstall it. but it's ready to go. So thanks a lot for watching. If you like this type of video, hit the like button and consider subscribing, share it with a friend. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you all in the next one.